You already got it? Alright. So example 1 says find x and the length of each chord. So we're looking at our part times part because we've got the center in the circle here. So P times P equals P times P, PP. Oh, yeah. So I've got 14 times x equals 7 times 10. Well, 7 times 10 is 70 equals 14x. Whoop. I divide both sides by 14 and I get x equals 5. Right. So I know that x equals 5 over here. Now it wants me to find the length of each chord, so I'm going to say GH equals 14 plus 5, or 19, and FE equals 7 plus 10, or 17. Now guys, when you are doing this on your homework and on your quizzes and on your tests, I want you to write the PP equals PP, or we'll talk about when Alexander misses in just a second. But I want you to write that on the top because people get confused about this. One big mistake people make is they multiply 14 times 10. They think, oh, well, here's a part and here's a part. It's the part of the same chord, so make sure you're doing that. All right, let's take a look at example number 2. It says a piece of plate is said to be used by David Crockett was found in an excavation site in the Alamo. A sketch of what remains of the plate can be seen below. Using the given information, excuse me, what would have been the diameter of the plate? So we're looking for diameter first of all. I want to write down what we're looking for. And then I'm going to take a look at this plate right here. Well, it's a plate, so I'm going to complete the circle, even though we don't have the rest of the plate with us. Here's that circle. I see that this distance right here is 16 centimeters. That's a chord. Is this my diameter? No, my diameter would either be going this way or this way right here. But I see that this is bisected. This and this are the same. And so I'm going to say that this side is 8 and this side is 8. And also I'm going to say that this is a right angle right here. It's not given to us, but I'm just going to tell you right now that that's a right angle. Well, when I have something that is bisected and it's at a right angle, and my chord, if my chord is being bisected and it's perpendicular, then I know that the line that it's being bisected by and that it's perpendicular to is it's either my diameter or my radius. And so I'm going to draw it all the way down, and that's going to be my diameter. Well, it wants to know what the length of my diameter is. The intersection here is in the potty, so the PP is in the potty. Well, I know that part is 8 and part is 8, therefore 8 times 8 equals, here's 2 times, I don't know, x. 8 times 8 is 64 equals, well, it's just still 2x. I divide both sides by 2 and I get x equals 32. So what's the length of my diameter? 34, because I've got this extra 2 right here, so 32 plus 2, diameter equals 34 centimeters. I don't want to forget my units of measurement because I don't want to get points off on the test or the quiz. Okay? Easy peasy Japanesey? All right. Japanese struggle? All right, I'll take your word for it. Sounds scary. I've seen too many Kurosawa films to know otherwise. All right. Let's talk about this. Our secant segment theorem. Oh, Alexander. He was doing so well. And then every once in a while, you get PP out of the potty. Here's my potty. And when that happens, we say, whoa, whoa. All right? When it's out of the potty, we say, whoa, whoa, or whole times outside equals whole times outside. All right. Well, what do I mean by whole? This secant right here, what's the whole measurement of this secant? A plus B. Excellent. What's the outside measurement of this secant? B. Whole times outside equals, what's the whole measurement of this secant? CD, or C plus D. And I want to make that distinction because a lot of times people want to multiply C and D together. Outside, of course, is just D. And so that's what I have for this one. That's my W times O equals W times O. Now, a more school-appropriate way to say this is, if two secants intersect in the exterior of a circle, then the product of the measure of one secant segment and its external secant segment is equal to the product of the measures of the other secant and its external secant segment. What does that all mean? Whoa, whoa. All that means is you multiply your whole times whatever's outside of the circle, and that equals the other secant, whole times whatever's outside of the circle. Okay. Find the value of x and the length of each secant segment. Well, let's take a look. So once again, I want you guys to write down, if it's outside the potty, it's whoa, whoa. For GE, what is the measure of the whole? 8. What? 8 plus x times what's outside? 8 equals, what is it? 9 plus 7 times 7, right? So we get 64 plus 8x equals, and this is 16, and 16 times 7 is 112. I'm going to subtract 64 from both sides to get that x alone. Oops. I have 8x equals, what is that? 6, no, not 50. 48. divide both sides by 8, and I get x equals 6. So I can say x equals 6 over here, but it also wants the length of each segment, so I'm just going to say GE equals 8 plus 6, and DE equals 9 plus 7. Okay. On the bottom here we have a tangent. And for this tangent, guys, it's still the same thing. It's still whoa, whoa. So in this case, our whole for our secant is still A plus E. Our whole for our secant is still A plus E. And then our outside is E. But our whole for our tangent, the whole tangent is C. Well, what part of that tangent is outside the circle? All of it. And that's why you get C squared, because that's the whole and that's the outside. So you get C squared, whole and outside. Alright? If a tangent and a secant intersect in the exterior of a circle, then the square of the measure of the tangent is equal to the product of the measures of it, the secant segment and its external secant segment. It's just whoa-whoa, guys. Alright. Did Alexander hit his target or not? No! Oh, whoa, whoa! Okay. So the whole of LM. Alright, I've started you off. I want you guys to do example 4 and example 5. I'm going to come around. I'm going to work example 4 and example 5 in just a few minutes with everybody, but I'll come around and answer any questions. After example 4 and 5, I want you guys to start working on your homework. You might even be able to get it done by the end of class. As a matter of fact, probably shouldn't be that too hard to do. You won't have any homework tonight if you do that. Okay?